Starburns Audio.
Coming to you live from our houses in Los Angeles, California, it's Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, your comedy field guide to life. Tonight, what do Christopher Guest movies, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Glee, and this podcast have in common? They all feature the amazing Jane Lynch. Tonight, Ms. Lynch tries out a new role, acting coach, as she coaches Paula through a new edition of Outside the Actor's Studio. There will indeed be a mighty wind. And after Paula learns to act gooder, we all learn what you really think of us. Yes, you sent us a fresh batch of show descriptions, and hopefully I'll be mentioned for something other than my attendance. Please. Please. I'm Adam Felber, the man who struts and frets his hour upon the stage, trying to bring dramatic order to a weird and random world. And now, please welcome the woman who basically is a weird and random world. It's Paula Poundstone.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
It's so exciting to be here.
It's exciting to have you here.
In my bedroom, on my folding chair, on top of my treadmill. Whoo, the excitement.
Yeah, it's palpable excitement.
Before we go any further, I want to thank tonight's house band returning champion cellist Jackson Keith from Plano, Texas.
Wow.
Thank you, Jackson.
Ooh, good old Plano.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you very, very much. I went to a doctor the other day because when I sit on a plane or I sit like doing this podcast, when I sit at all, I'm in so much pain in my hips. And so I thought I had arthritis maybe. So I went to a doctor and he sent me for, I don't know, x-rays, scans, whatever the hell the things were. And he said, no, I don't have arthritis. He said he thinks it's bursitis. Ooh. And I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't that what Granny and the Beverly Hillbillies always had? I'm like, fuck you. You give me my arthritis. I'm not taking bursitis. I want an ailment that is respected. I don't want one that Granny had on the Beverly Hillbillies. Granny's bursitis. I was so insulted. I'll tell you something. I will not go to the meetings.
The bursitis meetings?
The bursitis club meetings. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not.
Well, you
old
can't
enough.
get into the Arthritis Anonymous meetings. They actually check you at the door.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go to the arthritis meetings and pretend that I have arthritis, and they'll probably just sense like she just has bursitis.
Yeah, and you want the meeting down the hall with the old bumpkins.
Yeah, you want the one that I forget the actress's name. Irene something was the woman who played Granny. Yeah,
you see that woman sitting on top of the car out there in a rocking chair?
Your meeting. Yeah.
That's your meeting.
See the woman swinging the frying pan? She's the president. Go ahead, get it.
Well, hey,
she's in
Paula,
charge of membership. Yeah,
we have something kind of exciting happening here today, which is that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!
For the first time in 4 months or more, we don't have a book club meeting.
Oh, I'm not excited about that. I thought you meant Jane Lynch. I'm not excited about not
Jane
having
Lynch.
a
I talk to her
book
every
club
day.
meeting.
This is different. Yeah.
Well, the two of you. No, we just haven't decided on our new book yet.
Yeah. Maybe our listeners can suggest one.
There's a good idea. We put so much pressure on our listeners. There's so much. There's so much for them to do, Also, by the way, listeners, the ballroom of my house hasn't been vacuumed in a week. So if you could get over here and take care of that. My bedroom / office haven't been dusted in like a month. So there's a lot to get done.
Tony doesn't have a lot of time to book guests for the next 2 months. So if you guys could kind of step up.
Yeah. I don't think
book us some good guests.
That's not too much to ask of really dedicated listeners after all.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, do your part to keep our podcast alive. This is a two-way street.
A lot of people don't realize that on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon had just been an audience member. He used to sit in the front row, and then one day Johnny realized he needed somebody to, introduce the guests and stuff.
Right. So he was an audience member who stepped up. He also ended up doing all the catering backstage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see our listeners stepping up and catering this show yet.
Yeah. He also used to feed the oats to the Budweiser Clydesdale.
Speaking of games, now that we're not discussing Moby Dick, let's go around the circle and play that game where we all check in with each other and see how we're doing.
So we're not choosing a new book?
Not choosing a new book this week.
I don't have a good idea for a book yet. So if you have one, and Tony, we are not reading Eat, Pray, Fuck. So just cross that off your list.
Or the bell jar. Like none of Tony's, slit your wrists and your throat suggestions.
Wow.
I came with suggestions because I missed the meeting yesterday, so I thought we were going
well, that's
to.
a good idea. Tell us your suggestions, and they better not be like unhappy woman books.
Yeah.
Samantha Irby, wow, no thank you, was on my list.
I'm not familiar.
Okay.
What's that about?
They're essays from Samantha Irby, and they're supposed to be hilarious. That's all I know about it. I've also been looking up books to read while we were sitting here.
Okay,
you were Googling?
Nice job of paying attention.
Yeah.
What I can't believe is that this is the first time that we've had like an open topic, and we can't even stay on an open topic. I want to go around the horn and ask you guys what you've been up to while not reading Moby Dick this last week or two. So, no, Tony, no. I'm not even going to start with you because you've broken the rules.
That's so mean.
Can we censure her again, even though that we're not in an official book
I'm
club meeting?
censuring you.
Wait. No, she was telling us her list. Go ahead, Tony. What else is on your list?
No, do you know what our musician this week, by the way, Jackson Keith, told me this little snippet. He said, "I thought you might want to know that the president pro tempore doesn't have the authority to break ties in the Senate."
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, but this isn't the Senate. This is the nobody listens
so
to.
we're just making up our own rules.
Oh, you should look at our rule book. It's in there.
Yeah. Have you read the book club constitution?
Our charter.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm writing it now. Hold on. Tony, do you have more book suggestions?
Well, I don't know if you guys are just going to act like this.
No, I'm not going to act like this.
We've been acting like this for 2 years.
No, I'm not going to act
More like
anything
3,
like this.
But
Go ahead, Tony.
Who's counting?
Yeah.
I would also love to read a Nick Hornby novel because he's one of my favorites.
He's
really enjoy
terrific.
him.
Yeah,
I like
he's
the
great.
one where all the people are going to commit suicide.
Yes,
Do you know that
that's
one?
a good one.
Yeah.
I haven't read that one.
Oh, it's great.
As is High Fidelity. Terrific book.
I love High Fidelity. It's my favorite book. I just think we should read something by either a woman or author of color. That's what I propose.
I see.
So not Nick Hornby.
Not Nick Hornby and not Herman Melville.
Well, I think not reading a Herman Melville book is a great idea. All right, we're going to go around this horn. God damn it. Bonnie Burns is up in the Simi Valley. What have you been up to, Bonnie, now that you've got all that non-reading free time?
Okay, well, first, I just want to say, I don't think a reason to pick a book is the sex of the author, sorry, Tony, or what their ethnicity is.
No,
I agree.
why not? No, we should pick a book so we can lift those voices up.
That sounds so Stevens College to me.
Oh my gosh, we can't just spend all of our time reading white male authors.
Well, okay, that could be true. Okay, here's what's up with me. Well, first I have to say, Paula, I looked up bursitis while we were recording.
Does anyone just have the
did too.
conversation? You know, it's funny how much we interrupt each other, given that none of us are really talking to each other. That's weird. Yeah.
But anyway, it's not just old people. You can get it from athletes get it.
Yeah, athletes get it all the
repetitive
time.
movements, and you've been working out a lot. I think the bursitis from the Beverly Hillbillies lady was...
Bonnie, the question was just, what have you been up to?
Okay, here we go. Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. So, my daughter and I often take on projects. And we did the lemon trees. We were going to grow lemon trees from the seeds.
Yeah, the lemon seeds.
It wasn't that successful.
No.
And now we've got the pots we put them in that are just tipped over in the backyard with just dirt in them, right?
Right.
So I could tell you about when we bought yarn to make Afghans. I think we've got a quarter of the length of the blanket, and then we've never knit since. Okay, so now...
So that's some good backstory, but you have yet to tell me the story.
I'm getting there, Ann. Okay.
I didn't even know she knits.
Okay, so here's my week. This was my week.
Oh, boy.
So we take off the cover to the barbecue that somebody gave us, a really nice barbecue to go along with the fancy lawn furniture.
Sure.
And we realized, the rain and the sun and everything, the barbecue cover wasn't in good shape, and the elements sort of got into that barbecue. And then, I don't know, I thought we cleaned the grill before we put the cover on the barbecue, but maybe we didn't clean the grill.
Oh, that's
stuff
nice.
is like kind of rusty and not that good. So my daughter Googles, and the way you can get rid of all that stuff is dish soap.
Throw away the barbecue.
Well, I was thinking that. I was like, hey, there's sales. We could go to Home Depot. It probably wouldn't cost that much to get a new barbecue. But anyway, she reads, you soak the racks in dish soap, and they can get really clean. So now she comes up with these ways, what big enough container do you use to put those racks in there? Finally figures out this big plastic container, puts the soap in there, puts the racks in there. That was 3 days ago. In our backyard is this big plastic tub with really dirty water in it and the racks.
Neither of you have pulled the racks out yet.
No, it's just sitting in there.
This is going to be great for swimming on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's as far as we got.
In the time that it took to tell that story, you could have just walked outside and pulled those racks out, Bonnie.
You could have cleaned them.
Maybe one day they'll...
She will clean her racks someday. She'll clean her racks. Hold my hand, and we're halfway there.
Grilling dogs will take you there. Well, Bonnie, that was a great story. It makes me want to read more Moby
I'll
Dick.
bet you at your family gatherings, they always say to you, tell the barbecue grill story again. And
you
then
didn't think it was good?
Great story. Great story, Bonnie.
it's going to be in your book of essays, honestly.
Well, that is for sure.
And then
All right.
the racks were still dirty.
Well, wait, I have one thing to add.
Oh, good.
I forgot this part. So here's what I was thinking. We could see maybe one time for segment 3, the listeners send in projects they took on that didn't really work out and what happened.
Oh, that's a good idea. I thought you were going to say we could have the listeners clean your racks, which I don't think is too much to ask from really dedicated listeners. I don't.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're either a fan or you're not a fan. Do you know what I mean?
I don't have much news except to say that by the time you hear this, everybody, I will have wrapped up the 8-week puzzle hunt that I was running for the UCLA Business Analytics Master's Program. And if anybody knows what I mean by that, what's the matter with you?
I don't know.
See?
You're a genius.
Think of it as an online sort of even nerdier escape room. And it's kind of a new business side hustle I've got going.
Huh. Well, that's not all we have to look forward to, although we have that. In honor of our having finished reading Moby Dick, I am having delivered to each of you some harpoon-shaped cupcakes that I made. And a light-up pin that you pin to your jacket or your shirt. It's light up, and it's powered by whale oil.
Wow, that's objectionable as hell.
Yum.
Yeah, I feel like it's the least I can do. I really appreciate you guys' participation. Tony, your 1/16 of your focus that you were able to give to even talking about it. And you want to keep your whale oil pin kind of upright because otherwise the oil will spin,
So it's like an incredibly long and skinny cupcake that's pointy at the end.
Yeah, and be careful with it.
Yeah, it sounds like a somewhat hostile to eating kind of shape.
Can you guys do me a favor when you get them? Can you take a picture and post them online? Because I think the listeners would love to.
I'm just going to have our listeners come over to my place, take a picture, and post it online. I think they owe us at least that much.
That's the least they can do. You're a fan or you're not a fan. That's what I say.
Honestly.
And if you're a fan, by God, stand up and show it. Get your ass over to Bonnie's and start cleaning those barbecue racks. Enough with the tweets. Really enjoyed the show. Fuck you. Get your ass over to Bonnie's and clean those barbecue racks.
For God's sakes. And then get over here and take a picture of Paula's harpoon cupcakes that she sent me.
Yeah, it's the least you can do.
Either you're a fan or you're not.
Yeah, it's the very least you can do. Tony, are you listening at this time? Are we in your...
No, she'll get back to us.
No, the very least you can do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
She heard three or four words.
No, I heard what you guys were saying. I was Googling harpoon-shaped cupcakes.
You were not.
I was.
My picture should probably come up when you Google harpoon-shaped cupcakes because I designed the cupcake shape myself.
I am going to hit the eject button on this conversation and retreat into the first act panic room that I like to call the vocabulary song. Paula, do you have any words?
Adam, I have a word. It's sagacious.
Oh, sagacious.
It's an adjective that means having or showing good judgment. Here, I'll use it in a sentence. Working as a lawyer for Donald Trump, I long to be sagacious. I'm hoping to remember this fine word, so I'm going to put it in my vocabulary song. This week's word is sagacious. It's an adjective that means having or showing good judgment, catching a great Cirque du Soleil show in Las Vegas instead of choosing to pay rent. Last week's word was captious. It's an adjective that means tending to find fault or raise petty objections. The January 6th commission is too soon, it's too late, it's too broad, it's too narrow, it'll interrupt Trump's erections. The week before that, the word was rebarbative. It's an adjective that means repellent or irritating. You're very cute except when you're regurgitating. Going back before that, the word was aperçu. It's a noun that means a comment that makes a clever or entertaining point. A justice system that keeps people in prison for weed stinks up the joint. And not long ago we had militate, militate, militate. The show can't go on if I keep saying militate. It's a verb that means be a powerful or decisive factor in preventing something. The tunnel is blocked by a giant dumpling. Let's never forget Gallimaufry, which I pronounced wrong until nobody James Hyder corrected me. It's a noun that means confused jumbler medley of things. Hodgepodge, who's podge, hodgepodge. Adam doesn't think my song is replicable, 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 but I do, I do, I do, I do.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I don't know, Paula. I felt like you kind of just phoned that one in.
Oh, no, I left it all on the clock, baby. It's all over the clock.
All right. Coming up, the great teacher Sanford Meisner said, acting is behaving truthfully under imaginary circumstances. Me, I define acting as that business you have to do between musical numbers. We'll have Jane Lynch weigh in on this when she joins us next on Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. If there's anything we've learned this past year, it's that we have no idea what the future will look like for our kids. But we have a pretty good idea. Tech will only grow and employers will be clamoring for STEM skills more than ever. So, how can you prepare your child for tomorrow while making sure they're having the fun they deserve? I'm going to go ahead and recommend ID Tech.
ID Tech is the world's #1 STEM program for kids and teens ages 7 to 17, founded in Silicon Valley and available to you right at home.
Their instructors are tech rock stars, and they're dedicated to helping your child develop skills in coding, AI, game design, and 3D modeling, which is fascinating stuff, using tools that they genuinely love and might already be using every day, like Roblox and Minecraft. With Tech online private lesson, you set your own flexible schedule for one-on-one instruction, and you can even bring a sibling or friend along for free.
Or provide your child with a little more structure and socialization with ID Tech's virtual tech camps. Their small class guarantee means there are around 5 students per instructor, so kids still get plenty of individual attention and support.
Both the online private lessons and the virtual tech camps are available for all skill levels, and your kid can get started at any time. So why not now? Get your child excited for the future and equip them with the tools to thrive when they get there. Visit idtech.com/Paula and use code Paula today to reserve your child's spot and receive $100 off ID Tech's virtual tech camps. That's idtech.com/Paula, and the code is Paula for $100 off. idtech.com/Paula.
If you're going to try it anyways, use our code.
Say there, Paula Poundstone, have you heard about Rothy's?
What?
Yeah, they're the company making stylish, sustainable shoes and bags. They're carefully crafted with eco-friendly materials like repurposed plastic water bottles and marine plastic. And I know the environment is important to my friend Paula Poundstone.
It very much is. And in the past, I've worn shoes that were just slapped together. But these Rothy's shoes, they are carefully crafted. I have a pair of flats. I got a cinnamon. I think that's the color, cinnamon. I don't think I've ever owned anything cinnamon before. They're kind of kicky. They're comfortable. And then if you get, worm mud on them, you can just throw them in the wash.
Yeah, which you do. Now, finding the perfect style is easy because Rothy's come with free shipping and free returns on eligible items. Another major bonus, Rothy's shoes are knit with thread made from plastic water bottles, so they're ultra comfortable as soon as you slip them on. That's right, there's 0 break-in period.
I had no break-in period. Check out all the amazing shoes, bags, and masks available right now at rothys.com/nobody. That's rothys.com, rothys.com/nobody.
Style and sustainability meet to create your new favorites. Head to rothys.com/nobody right now. If you're going to do it anyway,
use our code. On this day in unremarkable history, Georgia O'Keeffe said, "What? That's what it looked like."
And we're back. So, Paula Poundstone, here in Hollywood, the gears of slow business are grinding back to life. You can hear them out your window every day, can't you?
Oh, yeah. I do hear a lot of grinding out my window. The neighbors are doing something with concrete.
Yeah, they're still building that place. But what that means is that you're going to be auditioning again. And so what I want to know is, how are your acting chops these days?
Well, Adam, I was auditioning throughout the pandemic because there were a lot of, lot's a strong word, but there were animated shows.
Right.
Where you could do you could record your part via Zoom, or there were some recording studios that were using very strict, protocols, and you could go. So I did get a job, and I read for a show,
okay.
And I did not get the role that I read for, but they gave me another role. And
caterer.
No, it wasn't caterer. It was, some sort of animal. It was really fun. I went in recently to the recording studio. I recorded, you give them 3 different takes of each line, and they would come back. They were on a screen, the people that I was working for. Afterwards, they would say, "Oh, we loved it. Can you do it again?" And, try it different. We loved it. And this went on, and I did 4 episodes. I recorded all this. They were like, "Oh, so funny, so wonderful." And I was a bit Reagan-esque, how I can be, where I told little stories that just stalled for time here and there. And then, man, I went out feeling so great. It's going to be some income, and I have a job, and I can brag about it. And I think it was 2 days later, I woke up to an email that said, we've decided that we're going in another direction. Yeah. So, yeah. There's no business like show business. There's no
What do you think
business.
it was, Paula?
Honestly, I have no idea. One of the pieces of good news about having been in the business for a long time is that I don't trouble myself trying to figure out, just, when the next thing comes along, maybe yes, maybe no. But
when the next thing comes along, though, you could be a significantly improved actor.
Well, I'm
You know why, Paula
hoping.
Poundstone? We have someone here who can help. Jane Lynch has not only done a bunch of great animated projects, she won an Emmy for her role as Sue Sylvester in the Fox series Glee, and another as Sophie Lennon on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Oh, and a few other Emmys, too. Anyway, Paula is personally grateful to her for making her and her kids laugh so hard as Christy Cummings in Best in Show. Please welcome comedian and actress Jane Lynch.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Hey, I'm not a comedian, and I told you that, Paula, when I just sent you that.
I'm sorry. Oh,
God.
Let me do that again.
Yeah, Adam can do it again.
Please welcome actress and not a comedian, Jane Lynch.
And you know what? This is important to me because you are a comedian, Paula. You are a brave soul, and I don't have those cojones. So I don't want to claim something that I am not. I host a game show, but that does not a stand-up comedian make.
Please welcome cojones-less actress Jane Lynch.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, we're so glad you're
Welcome.
here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Jane, you and I, and you couldn't call it met, but I post these exercises that I do a couple of times a day, and they are really, it's such a small, teeny little workout. You would think that I was training for the Olympics the way people respond sometimes. But anyways, Jane happened to have responded, and that's when I caught her in my trap. And I was able to say, will you please come to my podcast?
Oh, I didn't. You didn't even have to trap me. I'm very happy to be invited. I was wondering when the invitation was coming, but I'm very glad that I responded to your improvements tweet. And it's something that I asked you. I said, "Are you getting muscle tone?" And you said, "You're. It's actually happening, right?"
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I've been getting, my abs look like. You can kind of tell they're there now.
Wow, good.
When I'm shirtless, which is not frequently, but I do shower here and there. And it looks like I have a six-pack with some pancakes over it. That's how it looks now.
Great.
So, all right. How? I know you're not a comedian because you have no cojones, and that you have to have that. That, in fact, I think that's what hangs down under my arm.
Probably what that is.
So,
Doubtless.
were you in Chicago and then you started doing something?
Yeah, actually, I auditioned for theater a lot when I was in Chicago, and I had a commercial agent. I did enough commercials to make, supplement the income. And I was at Second City, too. I did the touring company, and I did a lot of plays.
Wait, back up. If you did
Yes.
Chicago Second City, then
Yes.
I believe there's some form of the word comedian that does identify you.
Okay, yeah, because it's sketch comedy, sure. But, the thing about what you do, Paul, and do so well and masterfully for so many years, is you stand up there by yourself, and you have created this persona with this set of jokes that you've worked on, that you've honed it. And look, I'm not demeaning what I've done, but it is a completely different thing. It's a self-motivated thing, and it takes a lot of confidence up there to do it and do it well. I don't know what you're like off stage, but it's a particular talent, and you have it in
Well,
spades.
I don't do it anymore.
You do? Oh, you don't? Well, you should.
Well, no, I'm going to, but
because of the pandemic and all. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
What I've been doing for the last year and a half is auditioning and not getting.
I do have some advice for you on that. If I
good.
could be
Please.
so bold, stop auditioning. You're Paula fucking Poundstone. Let them come to you. It's like jumping off a cliff, okay? You have to take the chance. You have to turn the shit down when someone says, I want you to read for this animation series with a episode arc. Either give me the job or don't give it to me. Because people know who you are. If they don't, they're pretending, and they're trying to get something for nothing. And then watch they're going to be banging down the doors. You have to kind of be hard to get and confident and sit back and go, oh, this looks really interesting. I'll take an offer.
Wow. I only wish that you were casting something, Jane.
I know.
Because
I wish I was too, because I would just give it to you.
you're the only person that I'll be able to make that work with. No, I
don't
have.
know.
When I look back on the pandemic years from now, I'm going to say to myself, obviously, and I'm walling off the tragic part of what's happened during the pandemic, but just
You had some good stuff too happening, right? I mean, you got some jobs, yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Let's see. I was turned down for the weasel. I was turned down for the lesbian octopus second.
You were also
mother.
turned down by Vaughn's grocery store, right?
I was turned down. I applied for work at Vaughn's and also at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Both of them turned me down cold. But here's the great part of the Vaughn's story, which is that I had gone in to ask if they had gotten my, application, and the manager said, I said, well, can I speak with the manager? I go and I talked to the manager, and she goes, oh, yes, we did. We just hired 12 people. And I said, oh, okay. Well, could I check back another time? And she said, yeah, sure. And I can't remember if I walked away and went grocery shopping or if I came grocery shopping the following day. I don't recall any longer. But I'm pushing the cart down the aisle, and I hear, would you like a career at the Vaughn's? And they were actually...
Paula, I don't want to steal Jane's advice here, but I think it does apply. I think if you want to get a job at a grocery store, you've got to say, fuck it. I am not going to apply for that job. They can just come get me.
Yeah. Yeah, they were hoping that's what I would say.
They know who Paula Poundstone is.
Yeah, they do. I had a spill on aisle 9 once. They'll never forget me. Jane... So,
Yeah.
all right, I do this all the time. I'm a lousy interviewer because I always end up telling a story about me. But so when was the part where you started doing the really cool shit?
I guess the thing that kind of shot me to a different level was Best in Show in 1999.
Oh, really?
I
That
got
was
that,
like
yeah.
the first of the... oh, my gosh, because
Wow.
that... First of all, it's such a funny movie. But second of all, oh, my gosh, we loved the two of you.
Jennifer Coolidge.
So damned funny. The whole thing about the makeup. All right. So how much information did you have about that movie? And did you take the job? You didn't audition, did you? You
No.
just were given it.
No, I had done a commercial with Christopher Guest about 6 months prior for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, and it was improvised like Guffman. It was kind of like that. So he told me that he can tell if somebody can do his kind of thing like within 30 seconds of meeting them. So somehow I passed his
wow.
test.
I
And
met him years ago, so I guess I didn't. He could tell that I would make a lousy animated weasel the second he met me.
Did that conversation last 30 seconds exactly?
Yeah, I think that was about how long he had tolerance for me, by the way.
But that's kind of Chris, though. He's not the most social guy in the world for sure. He's a great person, and I've known him for a long time now. But yeah, at first he's a little scary because he doesn't bother with the social niceties. He just doesn't do them.
No, he didn't seem to in this case.
You're not alone, my friend. You're not
our
alone.
kids skated at the rink in Culver City. And we'd been going there for a long, long time. A couple of years kind of thing. And I'd always sat on the other side of the skating rink from where he was sitting. And the side that we sat on, even in the summer, you had to bring jackets and shit because it was fucking cold in there. And I went over because his wife was there, who I knew just briefly. And then he was there, and I sat down beside him, and I'm like, shit, it's warm over here. And it turns out that side of the rink has a heater. And it wasn't exclusive. It wasn't the rich people's side. It was just that there was a heater in there. And in the couple of years I'd been going, I never knew that. So maybe he wasn't as fascinated by that as a conversational subject matter as I was.
Probably not. I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just kept saying, it's warm over here. How long you been sitting on this side? It's warm here.
And then you don't get the response that you would be expecting. So you tie yourself up into little knots trying to feel okay about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I started doing charades. Was that wrong? Do you think socially?
I think that probably happens 9 times out of 10 when someone tries to sit down and talk to him.
I said, can you picture me as a weasel at all, or a lesbian second mother to an octopus? All right. So he said that he knew in 30 seconds that you could do his kind of stuff. And what did they tell you about your role and about the movie before you accepted?
He said he had up on his wall, he had the couples, Catherine and Eugene are together, and Michael and Michael are together, and he had Jennifer Coolidge's name up there and nobody's name up with her. And he was like, your name would go there. And you're a lesbian couple, and you're a very ambitious dog trainer, and she's very rich to an older man. And that's all he told us. And then he gave us, when we started, right before we went to Vancouver, he sent us the script, which is actually, it looks like a regular script with the exteriors and the interiors, and it tells you each, the scene breakdown, and it says what each scene is about, but there's no dialogue, and he keeps it it's very much an actor-driven thing. Like the designer said, hey, what do you think your house looks like? The wardrobe person says, what do you think you wear? The hair person says, how would you like your hair? It's like everything is your call. And it's intimidating and frightening, but also very, very liberating. It's a really, really, really fun thing to do.
You know what? I'm drooling right now. That sounds so much fun.
It really was.
So cool to bring a thing to, the thing that's in your head.
That's exactly what it is.
To fruition. Did you make any choices that you said wait, okay, I think I want my hair like this. Nah, you know what? Let's do it different. Did you make any choices that you backed up on?
No, not at all. And a lot of it is because I was intimidated by it. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah, that's fine. And how do you like this?
Make it work.
Yeah, exactly. I did have a very strong idea of who my character is and who I wanted her to be and where she came from emotionally. I really did that heavy packing. That's what John Michael Higgins always says, is you pack heavy. You know exactly how your character would respond to anything. And I hate to equate it with jazz, but I'm going to. In order to play jazz and improvise, you really have to know your scales. You have to do your basics. You have to know your instrument very well. So you come in there really knowing who this character is. And then when that happens, the decisions like, what does she wear? Like, oh, yeah, she wears this. Oh, she looks like that. Oh, her hair is like this. Because you now know that character so well. And then only then can you improvise, when you're really, really sure about who the person is and you're settled in that, and that's solid for you.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Well, Rosalind Russell once said, acting is standing up naked and turning around very slowly.
Oh, my God.
I had an acting coach who tried that same shit, and he got arrested. We'll get more focused acting advice from Jane Lynch when we come back. The cat of the week is Taco from Hooksett, New Hampshire.
When it comes to treating fine lines, dark spots, and other signs of aging, your unique skin deserves unique care, and nothing beats the power of a customized prescription formula. The Agency is a future-defining skincare brand that believes you deserve customized products for your dynamic and ever-evolving skin.
To get your custom formula, upload photos of your skin and tell Agency about yourself. Next, Agency matches you with a licensed dermatology provider who creates custom formulas with research-backed ingredients just for you. And Agency continues checking in to see how your skin responds to treatment, and your provider can adjust your formula strength as your skin ages over time. It's that easy.
I wash my face at night. I put on the skin, I don't even know what they call it, the Agency skin cream stuff.
Sure.
And then I put on a moisturizer. It feels really good. And then I go to bed. That's right. I go to bed. And I get up in the morning, and so far so good. I'm supple.
Yeah, you sound supple.
Yeah, I feel good. Do what I did and try out Agency, the personalized anti-aging skincare that evolves with you. I didn't even realize I was evolving. Go to withagency.com/Paula for a 30-day free trial. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and handling.
That's withagency.com/Paula to unlock your free 30-day trial. See withagency.com for all the details, subject to consultation. If you're going to try it anyway,
use our code.
we're back with Jane Lynch.
So Jane, when you were talking about, packing and preparing, is there any particular sort of exercise or scaffolding or plan that you use to do that?
Yeah, I do. And it's how I've done it my whole life, my whole acting life. I always go right to what is the vulnerability of this person? What is this person hiding that they don't want anybody to see? What are they trying to pull off, if you will? And even the most honest, transparent person has something there that they don't want somebody to know. And once you find out what that is, like for Christy Cummings, is she just wants to count. She wants to be a success. She wants to show everybody from high school, what that they should have. Like I said in one of the outtakes, that I want everybody in my high school I want to make them feel like they should have been nicer to me because now I'm a big fucking star, So it's like a need for to rewrite her story and to look tough when deep down inside she has this wound where she doesn't feel like she counts. So that's where I go with every character. I find what it is inside of them that is their Achilles heel, if you will.
Jane, should I die tragically in a very public way and my story gets written? Maybe HBO does like a mini series about it. Okay, keep that what you just described in mind when you go in to play me.
Absolutely. I got to figure out what that wound is now. I think it's around refusing to let the auditioning go. Like you think that the business would go away from you. You think that everybody would just go, well, fuck her and walk away, and that's not true.
No, it's that I want everyone from high school to feel bad for not.
That.
Yeah.
Oh,
by the way,
I
not
see what
just
you're
from
saying.
high school.
You can just play Christy Cummings again.
Not just from high school, from like birth on. Everyone who didn't seem to think I was very important at all. I just want them to
suffer.
suffer.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
When I'm going to make everybody suffer when I play Paula Poundstone.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
there you go.
Now, Jane, as you heard, Paula needs a masterclass in auditioning and acting.
Yeah.
And so we're lucky to have you here to be her acting coach. So now let's go outside the actor's studio.
Well, Jane, thank you so much for agreeing to coach me on Outside the Actor's Studio.
Pleasure.
I've given you these sides. So I'll do Susan and I'll have you read Barbara.
Sure.
And I'll read Susan's brief description, and then you can read Barbara's brief description. Susan Amadon is a smart, savvy Pittsburgh businesswoman. She's 62. She's a realist. 2 and 2 make 4 is her mantra.
And Barbara Reeves is Susan's younger sister by 2 years. They were raised in the Pittsburgh area, but Barbara, moved to the West Coast many years ago. She has recently gone through a difficult divorce from a man who, it turns out, didn't like cats. Barbara is a bit of a seeker.
Okay, so Barbara has just gotten off a plane at the Pittsburgh airport, baggage claim.
Susie Q!
Mom's an insurrectionist. She was at the Capitol on January 6th.
Good to see you, and you look great, too. I just flew all the way here to Pittsburgh from San Francisco in order to surprise our widowed mother and make my famous sweet and sour pigs in a blanket for her 90th birthday celebration. What are you talking about?
She's gone full QAnon.
That's ridiculous. She's a lifelong Methodist. Potluck suppers are her foundation.
QAnon isn't a religion. It's a conspiracy theory. They believe that there's a cabal of powerful people like Hillary Clinton and Oprah who cannibalize children.
Well, now, Oprah can be condescending, and she gave us Dr. Phil, but eating children?
She sent me pictures.
Of Oprah eating children?
Shh, no, of her at the Capitol.
Of who at the Capitol?
Keep your voice down. Of Mom at the Capitol.
Whoa, wait a minute. She knows how to send pictures? Oh my God, I've got to sit down. Okay, well, I can buy into what you're saying right now, or I can go inside and find my own center.
I hate you since you've been seeing that therapist.
Susan, that therapist has made it possible for me to self-actualize.
She broke a window.
My therapist didn't. Oh, you mean Mom? Oh, Doesn't she still have that janitor from the church come fix her stuff because he likes her blueberry dumplings?
At the Capitol, Barbara. She broke a window at the Capitol. Are you actually self-actualizing now? Because it seems to block your ears.
Do you not want me to make my pigs in a blanket? Is that what this is? Then just say so. How the hell would she break a window at the Capitol? She's on a walker.
Susan takes out her phone. Look!
Yes, a crowd of people at the Capitol. I've seen this.
Look closely at that person.
The one in the hoodie?
Yes, the one in the hoodie, smashing the window with a walker.
Oh my God! Yes, I see the tennis balls! Oh, what are we going to do? How did this happen? I told you not to let her watch Fox.
I tried. Every time I'd pull out the cable, the old dumpling lover would put it back.
Oh, that bastard. I wonder what that cost her in blueberries. Well, are we still going to have the surprise party?
I don't even know what to say to her. I'm supposed to hide behind furniture, leap out, and what? Make a citizen's arrest? We have to contact the FBI.
You would turn in your own mother? Well, wouldn't it be enough to cancel the Sean Hannity impersonator?
We have to. Besides, she'll get off. Hell, there's such a clear the other nutters weakened the glass before the 90-year-old broke it with their tennis ball softened walker defense. I could get her off just from what I know from Law and Order.
You have lost your center. And scene.
Wow. Stirring. Wonderful. And Jane, I think you have earned that part because the emotional transitions that you went through, just amazing. You know, the journey you went on.
I marked it out. I actually put like beat marks there. I knew where I changed my emotions and I knew when something shifted. And yes, I absolutely did create a bit of a journey.
Wow, I didn't do that.
You did. You didn't do beat marks?
Maybe that's what's wrong with me. Is that my number one failure? What else?
No. There was no failure in that because you did them automatically because you felt it. Sometimes you don't need to get out a pencil and actually make your marks. It's inside of you and you figured it out. You knew, well, you obviously wrote this, right? I mean, it's very good.
Thank you.
And so did you write it?
I did.
Paula? Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, thank you.
And so in the writing, you obviously knew how to make this a journey. And so you definitely went on the journey with me. I thought we were both on journeys.
We were on journeys.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the Zoom, and I don't know if you felt this from me, but I felt like you came in slow, like you waited too long.
Oh, okay.
Because you know how, I don't know if it's the Zoom though, but you know, the scene kind of moves. And I felt from what I heard in my ear, and maybe when we listen to this, without Zoom, our timing will be right on, or maybe it'll sound like I was too slow. But definitely, if we were doing this in the same space and time, I think we would want to keep the flow going, which is written in the piece itself.
Zoom does have a time delay that fucks things up a little bit, but why? Can we try? Can we try it with me doing it coming in faster? And also, what else?
No,
this is your chance to shine as a coach, Jane.
No, because you see, the thing is that as a coach, you have to be smart and know when you don't have anything to say and don't say something just to say it. And your instincts are right on.
So you wouldn't change anything else about what Paula did or point her in a direction?
No, and we're going to do it again, so it'll be spontaneous and different just by virtue of the fact that two very good comic actresses are going to read the same scene over again.
Fantastic.
Why? Who's going to read with you?
Paula Poundstone is going to read with me.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Who doesn't audition anymore. Here we go.
I'll just read Barbara has gotten off a plane at the Pittsburgh airport baggage claim.
Susie Q.
Mom's an insurrectionist. She was at the Capitol on January 6th.
Good to see you, and you look great, too. I just flew all the way out here to Pittsburgh from San Francisco in order to surprise our widowed mother and make my famous sweet and sour pigs in a blanket for her 90th birthday celebration. What are you talking about?
She's gone full QAnon.
Oh, that's ridiculous. She's a lifelong Methodist. Potluck suppers are her foundation.
QAnon isn't a religion. It's a conspiracy theory. They believe that there's a cabal of powerful people like Hillary Clinton and Oprah who cannibalize children.
Well, now, Oprah can be condescending, and she gave us Dr. Phil, but eating children?
She sent me pictures.
Of Oprah eating children?
Shh, no, of her at the Capitol.
Of who at the Capitol?
Keep your voice down. Of Mom at the Capitol.
Whoa, wait a minute. She knows how to send pictures? Oh my God, I've got to sit down. Now, I can buy into what you're saying right now, or I can go inside and find my center.
I hate you since you've been seeing that therapist.
Susan, that therapist has made it possible for me to self-actualize.
She broke a window.
My therapist did not. Oh, you mean Mom? Well, doesn't she still have that janitor from the church come fix stuff for her because he likes her blueberry dumplings?
At the Capitol, Barbara. She broke a window at the Capitol. Are you actually self-actualizing now? Because it really seems to block your ears.
Do you not want me to make my pigs in a blanket? Is that what this is? Well, then just say so. How the hell would she break into a window at the Capitol? She's on a walker.
Look.
Yes, a crowd of people at the Capitol. I've seen this.
Look closely at that person.
The one in the hoodie?
Yes, the one in the hoodie smashing the window with a walker.
Oh my God. Yes, I see the tennis balls. What are we going to do? How did this happen? I told you not to let her watch Fox.
I tried. Every time I'd pull out the cable, the old dumpling lever would come put it back.
Oh, that bastard. I wonder what that cost her in blueberries. Well, are we still going to have the surprise party?
I don't even know what to say to her. I'm supposed to hide behind furniture, leap out, and what? Make a citizen's arrest? We have to contact the FBI.
You would turn in your own mother? Well, wouldn't it be enough to cancel the Sean Hannity impersonator?
We have to. Besides, she'll get off. Hell, there's such a clear the other nutters weakened the glass before the 90-year-old broke it with her tennis ball softened walker defense. I could get her off just from what I know from Law and Order.
You have lost your center.
Any better?
Scene.
What do you think?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you see the difference there, you guys?
Paula, did that feel different to you?
It did.
Yeah?
I definitely like it, fast. I think I could even come in faster sometimes. It's probably at this point more of an audio challenge. Fucking Zoom.
Yeah. If we were face to face and, in the same space and time, well, it would take on a life of its own, for sure. But I think this was pretty good for Zoom.
This is some of the best stuff ever done on Zoom.
Yeah, I agree. It was special. It was present. Jane, you were amazing. Just amazing.
I was a little I shrieked a little. My voice got a little high, and I should have modulated it. I was up here a lot. I would have modulated if we were to do this again.
If we're ever together in person, the modulation that is going to take place.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be a modulation fest.
Yeah.
Off the charts.
Jane, I know you have your own little career, and I'm proud of you. But
thank you.
Someday we will be back in our studio at Starburns if they stop this COVID-19 hoax. And that would be so much fun to have you come back and we could modulate together.
No, I'd love it.
That would be great. It'd be like getting the band back together.
Yes, that would be wonderful. For the very first time.
Yeah, it all came together when Mom sang along.
It all came together when Mom sang along.
She is apparently a singer, an actress, a multiple award winner, and I'm going to come out and say, yes, a comedian. It's Jane Lynch, everybody. Jane, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jane.
That was so much fun.
If we were together, I would plant a big kiss on your cheek and you would wipe it off and run out in fear. Thank you so much.
Coming up, it's hard to know what people really think of you unless you've repeatedly begged them to tell you, which we have. It's your best show descriptions coming up right after the break.
Spring is here and summer is just around the corner. I know this because my children and I spend a lot of time looking at calendars. As we come to the end of the school year, why not gift your young inventors with super cool STEAM projects to celebrate. With a KiwiCo subscription, your child gets a new crate full of fun, science, and art projects every month for trailblazing toddlers to more experienced explorers and every stage in between.
Oh, you know what? I've got a lot planned this summer. Obviously, lots of physical activities, but I have been really grateful during this pandemic that we've had KiwiCo as a sponsor, because there have been genuinely fun things that have arrived at my door. Vivian got this crate that we did together that makes this little, like, I guess you call it a puppet or a doll that climbs up a rope, with leverage and friction. It was really, really cool.
It's a cat burglar trainer. I like that.
Yeah.
Cultivate your child's natural creativity and curiosity with new hands-on projects every month. From sailing the solar system to building an animation machine and more.
There's no telling what a KiwiCo kid can do. Kickstart curiosity, creation, and innovation in kids today and discover a brighter tomorrow. Get 30% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with the code Paula at kiwico.com.
That, by the way, is 30% off your first month at kiwico.com, promo code Paula. If you're going to try it anyways, use our code. Some of the greatest pleasures in my life are also the simplest. That's why Everlane makes premium quality essentials that complement every wardrobe at a more transparent, affordable price. You know what? I just got some products from Everlane. I got a pair of sneakers that are black canvas, really plain, which I like. And then I got a white, they call it a box style shirt, but it's not a box. My favorite thing about it, I like how it looks, but my favorite thing about it is that I know that it's ethically made. I try not to buy new things for the most part because I'm never quite sure, but knowing that it's ethically made makes me feel really good.
Everlane has made quality clothing with ethical factories and radically transparent pricing since 2010. They do extensive research and vetting to use ethical factories that provide fair wages and reasonable hours to the skilled people who craft their clothing.
Don't you love that? I love that.
I do love that.
Everlane has everything you need to upgrade your spring uniform. Whether you're going out on the town with friends or having a movie night with the fam, and get a head start on your summer look with Everlane's sustainable swimwear collection, made from 13,768 pounds of recycled plastic. I love that.
That's the whole swimwear line. You're not going to get a 13,000-pound swimsuit.
That'll slow you down.
Yeah. Everlane partners with the best and most ethical factories in the world. For a fit to feel good about, go to everlane.com/Paula and sign up for 10% off your first order plus free shipping.
Look at that babe in the 13,768 pounds of recycled plastic, no one ever said.
Hoo-wee!
And get easy returns within 30 days of your ship date. That's 10% off your first order when you go to everlane.com/Paula and sign up. If you're going to try it anyways, use our code.
Fun fact, wombat poop is cube-shaped, which is why sometimes you'll hear one of them say, "Excuse me, I gotta go roll some dice." And we're back.
That was so much fun.
Oh, it really was. Jane Lynch was wonderful. I totally want her back on the show at some point.
I do too. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Now, Paula Poundstone. If you're aware, when you go to your paulapoundstone.com, as we all do from time to time, and check out the podcast and all the other great products you can buy, we have those pithy show descriptions that are right up there next to your name.
Yeah, we have the quote and we have the author of the quote, the description of our show.
Right, and those are from our listeners who supplied them when we asked, because you're not really good at describing our show, and we thought maybe they could do a better job.
Yeah, well, they've done a great job, but I have to say anybody could do a better job than I do. Like if I'm doing a radio interview or something, and they say, "Oh, you have a podcast," and I say, "Yeah, I do. I have a podcast," and they go, "What's it like?" And I say, "Well, it's information based. We have someone on who knows something." And we ask them questions, but there's also comedy,
Yeah.
me, And so it goes something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And our listeners have done a better job. And to be honest with you, it's the least they can do, don't you think?
Oh, you're either a fan or
Right.
you're not a fan.
Exactly.
And if you're a fan, by God, you send in show descriptions when you're asked.
Right. And you also, go to Bonnie's house and clean her rack.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. And you book the show for Tony and Anita Hull, and then maybe you show up at my house and take a picture of the cupcakes that Paula sent me.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. So we did ask listeners for show descriptions, and apparently we got a cupful here.
Yeah. So, Tony and Anita Hull, do you want to step up and read us some descriptions?
Absolutely.
Kind of the least you can do.
At least I could do. Here we go. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is a rollicking examination of the human condition. And that's from Nobody Else But Me in Redwood City, California.
I think that's an excellent description.
I do too. I like that we rollick, and I like that we're examining the human condition.
And we are. We are human conditioning all over this podcast.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Some more than others.
We are up to our neck in human condition.
Oh, my gosh. And frailties.
Yes. Foibles.
Yeah.
We got some of those on discount this week, so go to the website and you can buy some. Hey, Tony, you got another one for us?
So this is from Suzanne Lazar. I don't know how to say anything today. From Jamestown, New York. Technically Greenhurst, New York. Okay, I couldn't come up with a good description myself, but here's a quote from Paula during the show. Quote, "It can't be written, it has to be heard," unquote.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
You
I like that.
accidentally wrote a good show description, Paula.
Yes, and yet if I was doing an interview, I never would have said that. I don't know how it just fell out of my mouth. But if I was doing an interview and they said, "What's the podcast like?" I would have said, "Well, it's me and my partner, Adam Felber, and then my manager, she's noisy. It's Bonnie Burns, and she's Captain, and then Tony, Anita Hull, and she always wants to read Eat, Pray, Fight." See?
No, that's terrible.
It wouldn't clip along like that. What I really want to know is why anybody from Greenhurst, New York, would try to pretend that they were from Jamestown, New York.
Yeah. And by the way, Tony, it's pronounced Jamestown.
No, it's not.
No, just messing with her.
It's not. Jamestown, New York is the home of the National Comedy Museum and the Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz Comedy Festival.
Well, that's why you'd pretend then. That's cool.
Yeah, I guess, right? But really, they're from Greenhurst, New York, which is probably a lovely community as well.
I would say try to be proud of where you're from.
I couldn't be more proud of being from Denver, Colorado.
But you're not.
Oh.
You were born in Alabama, moved to Massachusetts, King Tut. Okay, Tony.
This is from John Morgan from North San Francisco, Washington.
It's pronounced Joan, but okay.
Oh
no,
my
it
gosh.
isn't. No, it isn't. He's just fucking with you.
Yeah.
No, I never heard of North San Francisco, Washington. Huh, that's very confusing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So this is what John wrote. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is a friendly, funny after-dinner conversation, and you're invited.
I love that. It has to be after dinner because some of the stuff that we talk about is so grotesque that you couldn't eat.
Yeah, you need to not do this on an empty stomach because you'll never eat again. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, was it last week or the week before? I don't recall any longer that we did True Confession Food Edition.
Yes.
And, oh my God, Bonnie and Tony eat some disgusting stuff.
Tony ate out of the garbage can.
Okay, you made it sound like I just walk around looking for food to eat out of trash cans when you say that.
No.
You know what? That would make sense. But the idea that you put it in there so you can get it later is nutty.
Know, but I put it in there thinking, oh, I only want to eat half of this. I shouldn't eat the whole thing. And then temptation gets the best of me. And I go into the trash can and I get the other half of like a cookie.
Know thyself, Tony Anita Hull. Know thyself.
If you really didn't want to eat it, you put it in the garbage can and then like pour cleanser on it or something.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Might not stop me.
Thank you, President Trump. You do not pour cleanser on food that you're going to eat. See, that's why this is after dinner conversation, not before dinner.
See, when I don't want to finish a cookie, I just put it straight up my butt.
Okay.
Because there's no way I'm going to eat it then.
Okay, you're not eating that.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
Delightful after dinner conversation. I think that we've all learned one lesson from this, which is if we're ever at Tony's house and she offers us a plate of cookies, thank you. I'm so full. Thank you.
Couldn't
That's
possibly.
very nice.
Thank you
of
very much.
Yeah.
Nice cat, by the way. Yeah.
I'm not eating anything at her house.
Well, you're not invited to my house.
Oh, charming, charming. Tony, read us another description.
This is from, I believe, a clown named Trickles.
What?
This is
Clown
from
named Trickles?
Oh, God, I love
That's
that.
how it was signed.
It's from that clown, Trickles.
That clown Trickles.
Oh,
Okay.
my gosh. Are clowns just born? Like, was there a woman who went through labor and she pushed out a baby and the doctor, took one look and said, it's a clown.
Yep. That's how you get named Trickles, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's Trickles the clown. That clown. All right, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
You're fine. This is what Trickles wrote. A fantastic way to waste an hour and a half.
I think that's true.
I think
I
so,
do.
too. The sad part is that we shoot for an hour, Trickles.
Trickle's mother, Pores, is such a lovely woman.
Yeah. And Trickle's son, little Trickles, is a very promising young clown.
Yeah. And their dog, Drip.
Yeah.
I love their dog. Uncle Cascade, could you pass the potatoes? What an excellent family they have.
All right, Tony.
Okay, this is from Jody. They just signed Jody. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for Potty-Mouthed Adults.
There is a Mr. Rogers neighborhood feel about. I take exception to the phrase potty-mouthed because I don't really know what it means.
Well, it means that we say words like fuck and we talk about putting cookies up our butt and stuff.
Okay, well, with the cookies up the butt, there is some so if you're on a toilet, I assume they're referring to a toilet, then yes, you would poop or pee on the toilet. That would be completely appropriate.
Okay.
Who fucks on a toilet?
Oh, you haven't lived.
By the way,
I don't know what just happened.
when I say fuck, I'm not referring to sex. To me, I don't know. It's just a word.
It's an expletive.
Yeah, it's helpful. It's very
All right.
helpful.
Well, Jody, I like the description.
Thank you, Jody. I love Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. If the fucker would just curse a little, I think it would be more fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, where he comes in, he goes, hold on, I got to put on my fucking sweater.
Yeah.
I love that show.
It's a beautiful day in the goddamn neighborhood.
Your Mr. Rogers sounds so much like the first George Bush. I can't even tell you.
George Bush, the first George Bush, sounded like Mr. Rogers, so I'm going to take that as a compliment.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. They were the same person, in fact. Tony, move us on.
I would like to say, Bonnie Burns, you are invited to my home. I'm starting
Okay,
to feel
thank you,
guilty.
Tony.
Bonnie, what are you going to eat?
Bonnie,
I don't know.
I said BYOC, I'll tell you that. Bring your own cookies.
Okay, so our last one is from Michael Thackeray from Arlington, Massachusetts. The most useful nonsense you can find anywhere. A veritable gallimaufry of expert knowledge and piquant badinage.
There you go.
That is perfect.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think that nails it. Absolutely. I mean, these have all been such excellent descriptions. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. But Michael Thackeray, not only did you throw in a couple of great vocabulary words there with the gallimaufry and badinage and all that, useful nonsense is a great phrase for us.
Yeah, that is a great phrase for us. Huh. I'm in charge of the useful.
Right. That is true, Paula Poundstone. Hey, speaking of being in charge, Paula, do you want to pick a winner that we can send a Thomas coin to?
Should we? Or should we send a Thomas coin to all
Let's
of
send
them?
it to all of them.
Excellent.
But you know what, listeners, if you're out there, if you want to just come over to Tony Anita Hall's place and get those Thomas coins and mail them out to the listeners who contributed to this segment, it's kind of the least you could do, wouldn't you say, Paula?
I don't think that's too much to ask.
If you're
I really
a fan,
don't.
you're a fan, you know.
You know. I mean, you already know that Tony's not great at mailing stuff. So,
I forgot to say this. I got Bonnie's package back. It was returned to me.
you sent Bonnie a package?
Yeah, I sent Bonnie a package and I didn't put enough postage on it. And it was returned to me.
You are a repeat offender on this under postaging.
I waited at the post office.
Wow.
I don't know. It's
I guess the
post
stamps fell
office's
off?
It's not
fault.
fair.
Huh.
It's not my fault. What is Trickle's last name?
Oh,
clown.
Yeah, it's the clown.
Well, Trickles, you're going to have to email back and find out. Yeah.
Well, for that matter, we don't know Jody's last name either. You can't just address something to Jody.
Well, we're going to find out your addresses, and we're going to mail you those Thomas coins, and you're not going to get them because Tony's going to fuck them up. But it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. But there's absolutely no reason why Michael Thackeray from Arlington couldn't go to Tony's house
Yep.
and mail those packages. You know, I don't know why he wouldn't.
It's kind of the least he could do.
I don't think it's a lot to ask Michael Thackeray from Arlington,
You're
Massachusetts.
either a fan or not a fan. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, that was fun. Hey, nobodies, if you have questions or comments or you just want to, just contribute something for once, do that at nobodylistens@gmail.com. Hey, Paula, what's going on with your Poundstone product empire this week?
Adam, Poundstone Industries, also known as Lipstick Nancy Incorporated, has an almost internal GPS towards success.
Recalculating.
My remarkably soft tri-poly blend t-shirts with the self-portrait on the left breast and the memorable quote on the back that come in baseball and standard style are the rage for the vaccinated summer. They're available at paulapoundstone.com. Click on the store tab. And if listeners go to cameo.com/PaulaP33, that's cameo.com/PaulaP33, they can order a personal message, which I will make for their friend, loved one, or annoying neighbor. Besides which, I'm going to be in Boone, North Carolina on July 3rd for 2 shows at the Appalachian Summer Festival at the Schaefer Center for the Performing Arts, and on July 15th in Saugatuck, Michigan at the Saugatuck Center for the Arts. Rescheduled dates and new dates are continually being added. Ooh, keep up. The dates are added to the tour page at paulapoundstone.com when they go on sale.
Wow. Well, that's a lot of stuff. I have one thing, which is kind of a new thing and an exciting thing. Do you remember my sports simulcast with Jeff Cesario? Where
I do.
We'd cover games? Well, we're back, and we've moved to a new platform, and I'll tell you why. It's called Hot Mic, HOTMIC. You should download the app. It's free. Paula, here's what's amazing about it. If you turn on Hot Mic and go to me and Jeff's broadcast when we're broadcasting the games, comedy simulcasting, the app will sync us up with your TV for you.
Ooh.
So if you're watching on, there's always a problem because somebody's watching on satellite, somebody's watching on the internet. There are delays of up to 30 seconds, but the Hot Mic app actually adapts to that.
Oh, that's great.
So
That's
check out
clever.
our website and our Facebook page. You'll see more notices about that. It's like magic. We just did an NBA game last week, and it was sensational, and all our fans were able to text chat with us while we were broadcasting, and they were seeing the image that we were seeing at the same time. It was awesome.
Wow.
I love that. That sounds great.
Subscribe to this podcast. It's free. You get it every week at no charge. If there is a subject or topic that you'd like to know about, tell us. That's nobodylistens@paulapoundstone@gmail.com. That's our show, everybody. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is hosted by Paula Poundstone and yours truly, Adam L. Felber. Special thanks to our guest, Jane Lynch. Oh, my. Thank you, Jane.
Oh.
Thanks to our house band, Jackson Keith.
Yeah.
Our show is produced by Paula Poundstone, Adam Felber, Bonnie Burns, Ken Lezebnik, and Tony Anita Hull. Intern is Carly Patrone. Starburns production by Land Romo and Sam Dunwald. Transcription services for the show provided by Transcribe Me, a premier internationally used transcription service. Use code Paula Poundstone when placing your order at transcribeme.com to receive an expedited service.
That's our show for tonight. What?
Wait, I have something to say.
Senator Klobuchar?
I do. I think you're still looking for people to sing that song from Oliver.
Yes, we are.
Thank you.
Anybody who played Oliver in a school or children's production of the musical Oliver that can record themselves singing the Who Will Buy song, just a clip of it. You don't have to sing the whole song, and send it to us. We would love to hear such uplifting music, and B, I do have a bet with Adam that at least 2 of our listeners played Oliver.
Yeah, no cheating, everybody. If you didn't play Oliver in a bona fide production of Oliver Twist, we don't want your Who Will Buy, as uplifting though it is.
Yeah, the criteria here is strict.
All right, Paula, is that our show for tonight?
I would add more, but as you know, Heidi, that's our show for tonight. Won't somebody please listen to me?
I wonder if she thinks of them as garbage cookies. I had a cookie and then I had a garbage cookie.
Oh my God. I have got to get Tony's recipe for garbage cookie. I can say. Are there used Kleenexes? Are there coffee grounds? What else is in the garbage?
Yeah. Oh, I like this coffee flavored cupcake. It's not coffee cup flavored.
Oh, that reminds me. Be very careful with those cupcakes. They should be delivered in the next couple days. The harpoon-shaped cupcakes to celebrate our completion of reading Moby Dick.
Yeah, I question using the harpoon shape for a cupcake.
Well, they're very unique, Adam. Everything about me is very, very unique. And naturally, my cupcakes would also be quite unique.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're especially good when you spend some time in the garbage.